I was looking at my favorite app I use to find free equipment when I saw the ad for a free John Deere mower. Wait a minute, this is not a John Deere mower, this is a Troy-Bilt mower, so what happened here? So when I got to the address, there was a John Deere mower sitting there, but it turns out they also put this one out there with it, which was quite the surprise. Now we just gotta figure out why they gave this one away, and hopefully it's not broken. In today's video, we're going to be looking at this unexpected and very dirty Troy-Bilt mower, and the problem is that we just got it home from picking it up and we're not sure what's wrong with it. But chances are pretty good that it won't start. I mean, why else would they give it away? The first thing we need to do is take a look around and see if there's anything wrong with it that might explain why they were giving it away. But surprisingly, everything was there and nothing was broken, so maybe the damage is internal, which of course we can't see. And if that's the case, maybe we should start by recording all the information from the stickers just in case we need to order parts for it. While we're looking around, we better check on the gasoline and oil, which might help explain why it's here with us. So there is quite a bit of gasoline in the fuel tank, which is good, but who knows how long it's been sitting there. And oddly enough, there is decent oil in the engine, although it is a bit too much, which isn't as helpful as you would think. Next, we'll take a look under the mower and check on the condition of the blade. But what we find is an undamaged blade. However, it could use a sharpening, but overall it's in great condition. So what I didn't mention about this mower is that it's really tough to push around, which means one of the wheels must be stuck. And although it's not a self-propelled mower, wheel problems can happen to even a push mower. And after giving it a couple of quick spins, turns out this wheel is the culprit. So because just moving this mower around is such a hassle with that stuck wheel, we'll take care of it right now. But while the mower is on the table, I'm going to record the last bit of information from the stickers. And as you can tell, this mower was made well over 10 years ago, which isn't too bad. So this is the front wheel on the right side, and as you can tell, it has no problem spinning. But to make sure it stays that way, we're going to lubricate it as well. You don't have to take it off unless you want to, but a couple of sprays on the back side of the wheel should be enough. Now this is the problem wheel, and it's pretty obvious it's fighting back, which of course it's not supposed to do. The most likely reason for this would be a buildup on the axle, which means we'll have to take off the wheel and clean it. However, taking off the wheel proved to be just as tough as trying to turn it, so I'll save you the 3 minutes of struggling and skip to the end. And once the wheel is off the axle, what we find is not what I was expecting. Now I thought there was going to be a lot of buildup, however what we find is just a small amount of it. But I guess it doesn't take all that much to affect how the wheel spins. We'll then clean off that buildup and then apply a thin lube to the axle and then put the wheel back on. Now I didn't show it, but remember to clean the opening in the wheel for the axle too, but even if you don't, there should be a huge improvement. I will let you know that you do not have to apply a thin grease to the axle if you don't want to, but I'm choosing to do it. This however does mean that you'll have to service the wheel again in the future to keep it clean and lubed, but I think it's worth it. Now that the mower is not a pain to roll around, I think it's time to try and start it and see what it does. But it's pretty obvious why they gave it away. It simply will not start no matter how much you pull on the rope. Now because this is an auto choking system, we'll have to coax it back to life by giving the carb some fuel from our bottle. So what just happened was that we were able to get it to start and run by priming the carb with some fresh gasoline. And because gasoline is a pretty good cleaner besides being a fuel, we just let it run to help clear the carb of any buildup. At the same time, I decided to use it on some leaves in the wooded area until it ran out of fuel. Unfortunately, because the rear flap does a terrible job of sealing to the mowing deck, quite a bit of leaf debris collected on the mower. Now that's okay since we didn't clean it yet, but we'll definitely have a good reason to do it now. And to be honest, after using the leaf blower, it doesn't look any worse than it did before. However, the leaves did do something I didn't think was even possible. All that leaf debris flying around the mowing deck did an excellent job of basically sandblasting the dried grass from it. And the only thing left is a dusting of dirt, but a quick rinse made all of that go away and we're left with this. So even after decades of yard work, I had no idea this was even possible. In fact, this was even better than using the pressure washer. Now I'm regretting doing all that work to pick up the leaves when in fact I should be keeping them and using it as free media for sandblasting. I also have to let you know that after the 30 minutes of use on those leaves, the carb is now clear enough that the engine starts and runs, whereas before it didn't. So if you have a lawnmower that ran last season but won't start at the beginning of this one, try priming it with some fuel and see if that makes a difference. This technique might not work most of the time, but there's a decent chance that it could work for you. And if you try this technique several times and it still doesn't work, then you might have to take the carb off for a good servicing. Now, could we still take the carb off for a servicing? And the answer is yes, but it'll be up to you if you choose to do it. It is unfortunate that the previous owner didn't know about this technique, otherwise they probably still have this mower and probably using it right now. So now that this engine starts and runs, what's the plan for this mower? Well, the main plan is to eventually sell it, but we need to do all the maintenance on it first, not to mention clean it too. And by the amount of dirt that's on the moving parts of the recoil, this mower needs a really good cleaning if we wanted to keep it working at its best. You have to remember, this is an air-cooled engine, and keeping it clean means it'll stay cool and it should last a long time. No, it doesn't have to be spotless and able to be eaten off of, but I'm choosing to do it because I want this engine to last several more years. Now you can use compressed air or possibly even a steam cleaner, but my go-to is to use water, which some viewers may not agree with. So I'm going to start my cleaning at the recoil, and that's because it's going to need a lot of time to dry off. And even though I typically use brake cleaner to clean off the spring, this one needs a full cleaning since there's dirt everywhere. First, I'm going to spray it down with my cleaner and give it a couple of minutes to soak in. Next, we'll use the sprayer to get rid of all the dirt that's left on it. Now you don't need a sprayer to do this. You can use a bucket of water with soap in it, but it'll take more time, which most of us don't have. But if you do use a bucket, you might have to use a brush as well to help free up any stubborn dirt. But it doesn't matter which method you use, once you get done rinsing it off, it's important to let the recoil dry in the sun for a while. This will help to get the water to dry up quickly and prevent rust from showing up on the spring and the recoil. Just make sure to work the recoil every now and then to help accelerate the drying process. But if for some reason you have to replace the recoil on one of these, it's going to cost you a hamburger meal with a toy in it. Now that we got that out of the way, we'll start to clean the mower using our cleaner wherever there's a lot of oil or grease. We'll need to be extremely careful when using the cleaner on the paint because if left too long can cause the paint to dull as it destroys the finish on it. Now you can restore the finish on the paint by using car care products, but that takes time, which might be in short supply. I would recommend using the cleaner only where it needs it, but you'll need to make that choice. But most of the time that will be on the engine unless your engine was leaking oil onto the rest of the mower. Now this one was bad enough that we'll need to go back in with more cleaner, but this is quite rare. But if you find a slow leak or an active leak on the engine, I would recommend that you fix the leak before starting the engine again. Otherwise, the leak will make a huge mess and any dirt that's kicked up will collect in that fresh oil. So do you have to clean your mower before or after working on it? Not at all, but a clean mower tends to sell quickly, especially if you're asking a lot for it. I don't typically mention how much I sell these mowers for because my margins might be different from yours, but I would suggest asking a fair price for your time and knowledge. And even if you picked up a mower for free and there was nothing wrong with it, don't be afraid to ask market value for it. You were the one who was lucky enough to pick up a free working mower, so make sure you profit from it. Otherwise, if you don't feel like making any money from it, then give it away to a church or a charity. I'm sure they'll be happy to take it. Now, this mower wasn't working when we got it, and I'm quite sure the original owners thought it was going to take a lot of money to fix it. But as it turns out, it didn't take any money at all, and now that you know that too, I hope you use it to your advantage. Some are going to say it's unfair that we knew a simple trick to get it working again, but this trick has been shown on this platform time and time again by many different presenters. All anyone has to do is get on here and search for easy ways to get your mower to work, and they should find the same videos that you and I could find. Of course, you are going to find other videos talking about other ways to fix a mower, so you will have to weed your way through them to find this technique. So a bit of determination will be needed, and for some, that might be tough to find. But what if you don't like the results of your search for easy ways to fix a lawnmower? Well, my recommendation would be to just replace the carb because they're still cheap and somewhat easy to do. However, that does take a bit of time and money, but this method only took a bit of time and some gasoline. Now, if you were careful from the beginning with that cleaner, the paint should still look okay, but if it's not okay or if it was bad from the beginning, you know what you need to do. It's hard to admit this, but making the paint look good might sound vain, but it seems like the people who have money to spend on a used lawnmower like vanity. So if your paint looks dull or just bad looking, you might want to get out your car care products to help ensure a sale. Now don't go too far with the waxing. You're making a mower look nice, not trying to win a car show. And speaking about going too far, I noticed how bad it looked inside the airbox when taking off the air filter. Now, just so long as the air filter is in place, this shouldn't be a problem. But this little bit of detail does get to my OCD, so I'm going to take off the air box and give it a good cleaning. Now, I'm pretty sure that most will never go this far, and I understand why they wouldn't, but I'm choosing to take these steps. There's also the slim chance that the potential buyer might look at the air filter since I've advertised it as being a new one. And if they happen to see that the air box is really clean, it might help them to make the choice to buy an expensive used mower that happens to look very new. I'm not saying I only buy super clean mowers, and that's because I typically buy broken mowers, so I don't really care if they're dirty. But if I was going to buy a $900 commercial mower, I would expect it to be as clean as possible. I just want to make sure that the buyer doesn't start to second guess their decision to buy a mower or any other machine they're here to buy. And if that takes 10 or 20 minutes with the pressure washer and a bottle of cleaner, I think it's well worth it. Just remember to let the parts you take off the mower to clean to dry off either in the sun or someplace with a lot of airflow. And after letting the air box dry off, it's time to put it back onto the engine. Just make sure to reconnect the emissions hose to the port on the back. And as you can see, the air box looks a whole lot nicer when it's clean, which now matches the rest of the machine. Now you are going to notice that I'm still using the original air filter, and that's done on purpose. The reason why is because I've had the carb leak fuel before, which will stain the filter, so I only replace it when I know the buyer will be looking at it. So is the buyer going to back out of a deal if they see an air filter that was stained by gasoline? Probably not. But just avoiding the whole situation is a lot easier than having to explain why the new air filter is already stained. So I did apply a thin lubricant to the spring on the recoil, not only to make it work better, but to also coat the metal of the spring to keep rust from forming on it. So I keep saying the word thin lubricant, and your guess is as good as mine as to what brand I'm referring to. But just make sure whatever you use won't be affected by colder temperatures, otherwise when fall comes around, it'll affect how the spring works. I know this because I've used the wrong grease before, and when temps fell below 60 degrees, the recoil didn't work well at all. Now once you install the recoil back onto the engine, check and make sure it works like it should, otherwise take it back off and try it again. This sticker fell off when using the water sprayer, and it's not going to stay on anymore, so we'll have to glue it back on once we get done with the project. Now I don't mention this much, but a can of paint will do wonders to the appearance of a mower. Just take it easy when it comes to painting the mowing deck. I've seen some really bad paint jobs before, and it surprises me that buyers don't seem to care about overspray. But I guess they just need something to mow the yard with, and that's all that really matters to them. Next up for this machine is all the maintenance, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, you might be surprised by what happens in the next video then. So my question is, have you ever found a free lawnmower that worked, or just needed the tiniest amount of work to get it going again? Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate your time here. Please feel free to ask me any questions about this project or about your own projects, and I hope to see you in the next video.